Everybody, I know it's been a while and I'm sorry for the delay, but I've been doing a few things in the background trying to get everything to where it should be, and what you're going to see is that we're working on things in segments now. Number one, we decided that we are not going to be taking the engine and transmission out of the box truck to put into the wrecker, just because the box truck already runs. And what's the point of taking something apart, especially when it's already on a good frame, when we can use the frame, the engine, the transmission, and the drivetrain as it sits, and then find another engine and transmission for the wrecker. The wrecker will stay a wrecker, and I should be picking the engine up for it in the next week or two, and then working with my friend to take it apart. And then with the box truck, I actually have purchased a D500 that I am going to be swapping the cab onto. And the box truck is either going to be made into a flatbed or a rollback, depending on, number one, how difficult each is, and number two, the price of the flatbed versus the rollback. If I get a really good deal on a rollback, I'll do the rollback. If I don't get a really good deal on a rollback, or it's too complicated, we're going to go with the flatbed. But that is what's going to happen to these two trucks. You may see the wrecker start getting worked on soon, but we know the rollback will be probably the last project we do this year. My plan is to work on the wrecker and my CRD Jeep that I wrecked at the same time. I have to get a new intercooler, etc. for it, and I also have to take it to have the frame stretched, or not stretched, but straightened out, so that it'll drive straight, it'll line and everything. And then we're actually going to be taking the lift kit off of it, because I'm going to be putting 35s on it. I purchased a super lift, and I'm going to be running a modified super lift on the CRD that I wrecked. And then I know you guys have been really excited, or we had excitement, I should say, around the crew cab. And the crew cab is actually currently in the process of being worked on. We are right now working on the donor truck to, number one, reseal the engine and go through the engine where the guy had welded the camshaft from the pump to the timing gear. So we're going to go through it, make sure that didn't do any damage. We're going to reseal the entire engine. We're going to spray paint it. I'm getting all the other parts sandblasted and powder coated, a color that's a little bit darker than the truck is going to be painted. Some of you already know what color the truck will be, but I will save that for those of you that don't know, just so it's like, kind of sort of a surprise. But today I will be working on the inside of the truck, and we'll be talking about some things inside the truck that are very interesting. And please ignore everything that's on top of the truck right now. I promise it will not be there for very long. I was looking for something, and I set all this stuff on the truck for that reason. As you see, I've already got a ring light set up in here. I've had quite a few discussions with Trey Mom on Facebook about what color we think this truck originally was. And the reason that we've had so many discussions about it is because it is a hodgepodge of colors on the interior and the exterior, right? So on the exterior, we have this Arctic bluish looking color going on. But then when we come in here, we see three different colors of blue: turquoise blue, Arctic blue, and then this blue. And we're thinking that the truck is actually this color, or was actually this color initially, and that it was repainted to Arctic blue, and then part of the doors that have been put on this truck came from a turquoise blue crew cab. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, we're going to be making sure it's all one color, and we're going to go from there. But I will spend, the majority of this video trying to take this dash out, and that's it, really. Taking the dash out, I'll probably take you guys to see the engine and the frame that the truck's going to go on, and see the parts get sandblasted and powder coated, etc. And then hopefully the next time you see a video, it will be us actually working on the truck versus us just sitting and talking about it. So the first thing that we decided to do was go inside of the cab and take everything from inside the cab out. That way we can determine the actual condition of the floor within the cab and determine what we need to replace, and if we don't need to replace anything, what things we want to reinforce. So I just work on. I'm not much of a metal person. That's Douglas's forte. So, you know, essentially what we're doing is we're going to try to get this dash out. And you see Douglas here grinding the 4 Phillips screws that hold the dash in from the front because we couldn't get him to move at all. And while he's doing that, there's this kind of ballast cover-up thing that sits in between the front and the rear columns of the crew cab. I'm unscrewing those so we can see, you know, what that looks like. And the majority of the crew cab is actually very solid, so I was happy about that. It's just trying to determine the actual condition of the floor itself and then the condition of the cab mounts relative to the floor. And figuring out if we want to buy new floor pans and weld them in, or if we can just salvage what we have and work with it. So me and Douglas spend the good majority of this day trying to figure out why we can't get the dash out. And it's funny now because I know why, but we just start taking everything apart. And so you'll see that, and I mean, it works out because we discuss how we're going to go about doing it, and we're making sure we are keeping everything related to the dash pad in one area, and then we're going from there. And we are finally making progress on the dually crew cab sweptline build. We've got the cab off of the donor truck, and the engine is going to be in the process of getting resealed. I'm going to get this cover repainted from where they painted that weird silver spray paint on it, and we're going to part the rest of this truck out. But I'm excited for what's to come with this truck. Mackenzie Broom is the guy that I reached out to in order to get work done on the engine on the donor truck that's going to go under the crew cab. And Mackenzie builds 12-hour race trucks, etc. So he knows really well what he's doing. And I know you guys are aware of the whole P-pump situation and everything with this truck. So he suggested that we just completely reseal the truck. He's painting the engine black, and I am getting the components that can be powder coated. So that's what you see here really is just us going through and various stages of him taking all the stuff apart. So that I can take it to get sandblasted and powder coated. So I'm here at the Sherwin-Williams in Conover, and this is one of the only places that had the actual colors for the Dodge trucks. And what they did is they ended up having a 67 to 71 Martin Senior Paints book, and it's got a page here with all the special colors in it for Dodge trucks those years. And funny enough, I think that my truck right now is a combination of this desert turquoise, this Arctic blue, and this Bermuda Turk poly. Bermuda. But I'm not going to paint it either of the top two colors because I don't really like them. So what we decided to do here is we went with desert turquoise, and the modern day equivalent from Sherwin-Williams is this 1/8 S3 208 color. And then for powder coat, this is the closest I could get to it. So that's the powder coat color we're going to use, and I'm going to head down there now and do that. But it's kind of neat to come up here and see that somebody still has the books from that long ago, because a lot of people apparently threw them away when they started getting the machines that automatically mix the paint instead of gave them the reference number to look it up. So we'll head to Lincolnton now and drop the rest of the stuff off at the powder coaters, but I did want to share that with you guys because I thought that that was pretty cool. And here's all the information as far as Sherwin-Williams is concerned for desert turquoise. But if you actually want to buy the paint from Sherwin-Williams, you're going to need this number right here, and that's the closest that they get to it. So yeah, I took the truck parts to get sandblasted by Jamie Colmar in Gastonia because the guy that powder coats the stuff won't sandblast. And when he got the powder coat pictures and sent them to me, he was like, "Is this what you ordered?" And I said, "No, it's not. I don't even think that's close." And I was freaking out. And then he puts it up next to the swab that I ordered, and he said, "No, I think they sent the wrong color, and they sent it as the color that it was supposed to be, and we didn't catch it." But it worked out because when the parts got sandblasted, it left these little craters in the pieces, and we had to repowder coat it anyway. So we got the right powder coat sent, and this is what it looks like now. Alright, so we are back at the powder coating place, and look at how good this came out. Now, as you'll see in the previous clip, we were definitely the wrong color, but that is sharp. Well, this is as close as they had to desert turquoise blue, so it may be a little bit darker, but based on what I'm seeing, I think this is the same exact color the truck's gonna come out. So me and Douglas in the last video spent a good bit of time trying to figure out why we couldn't get the dash to come out. And today I took a flashlight and I started shining up under the dash, and then I shined on top of the dash, and there's Phillips head screws that go all the way through the front of it that hold it on. So if you think you just have to remove the screws on the bottom side and underneath it, that's not right. You also have to remove all the ones up here. And since this windshield is broke already and we're gonna have to take it out anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and do that. But I stopped this video because this trim for these windows, as it gets old, it gets really, really hard. And so what you have to do is take a razor edge knife and basically just break it. Right? It's like concrete right now. I mean, look. So I'm taking my blade and I'm gonna go through and break the trim off, get this window out, and then we'll finish removing the dash. But I did want to stop the time lapse and tell you guys that because it is something I didn't know, and I actually had to call someone else to find that out. Now that we've got the windshield out, I'm going to go finish pulling the rest of the trim from the bottom. And then what I'll do is I'll clean out the very bottom of that dash pad, because there's all kind of junk up in it. And once I finish cleaning that out, I'll go in, take a video, and I'll show you guys all the Phillips head screws you have to remove in order to get the dash pad out. And what that'll do is it'll make it easier for you to remove all the things on the inside of the dash pad, because I am going to get that painted as well. I'm going to get this entire truck painted. Don't know how fast that'll be, but at some point that will happen. But I did want to make sure I stopped the hyperlapse and went over those two things, because that was something that I wasn't aware of, and we literally spent a good 10 minutes looking for why the dash pad would not come out, and we didn't realize why it wouldn't come out until I saw those screws today. So just wanted to stop and share that with you guys. And here's the hyperlapse again, and I'll probably wrap this video up after we get this dash pad removed. And then next week I will start the video by taking the powder coated parts I picked up to Mackenzie Broom, who's going to help me, or actually he's going to do it. He's going to put the engine back together. That's something I'm trying to learn how to do, but I will take it back to him so that that can get done. And it's good to see progress being made. I'm happy. So alright, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you so you can see. We got 7 of these Phillips head screws going across this dash pad. They're holding it in. Once I take all those out, we'll be good to go. Then I'll take this back seat out so we can see what the whole floor is like. I might even take out the gas tank back there. But after I finish that, we'll wrap this video up, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for sticking around. I know this is taking a long time, but just kind of got my priorities all over the place, and I decided I needed to work on this first and get it running. But thank you for sticking around, and we'll wrap this up here shortly. So as you can see, I've got the dash out, and the more I go through this truck, the more I start to think that it really was this baby bluish color. I'm going to put the actual Dodge color here. And what's happened is the guy that pulled the truck out, or the guy that sold me the truck, found a desert turquoise blue door for the front and a desert turquoise blue door for the back, and they started to do body work on the door, because this is all Bondo. But I think the truck was originally that blue color, and then for some reason it just ended up an entirely different blue color. But neither here nor there. Still going to go with desert turquoise blue, as you saw in the earlier post. And I pulled the back seat out, and I just wanted to show you guys. Look at this rat nest that was back here, man. I mean, you got old newspaper articles. Just a mess. Seat as well. I'm going to pull this gas tank, or at least, well, no. I'm going to go get a mask, vacuum this out. Next time you guys see a video, we should be putting the engine together. After we put the engine together and get the frame sorted out, we should start trying to fit this cab onto the dually frame. and then hopefully we can get this to where it is running by the end of the summer. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in this stuff at all, please like and subscribe and comment and let me know if there's anything you would like for me to do different. I'm open to everything. I'm new to this. I'm learning as I go. So just comment if you want to see something. If you want me to find out something, let me know. I'm definitely interested in doing whatever makes you guys want to watch these videos, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this, number one, to document my journey and creating trucks, and number two, to help other people learn like me. So if there's anything you think would be beneficial, or there's anything you guys would want to see from me, please let me know. I really do appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch these videos. Have a good day.